Hey y'all, I'm Cal. Let's get messy. Good morning, y'all. So, a little bit of a different setup today. I need to record a video for my website that launches in 2 days. I'm so excited. So I thought I would, make a podcast about the whole thing, going through my website and the community I'm trying to build and what all is on offer, all the things. So it's super early on a Monday morning. I'm a little bit grungy. I've got the tiny baby sitting in my lap. Yeah, so I just thought I would kind of wrap this up all into one big go. I hope you're having a fabulous day. If you turn this off now, I don't blame you. But if you stick around, I appreciate it. If you check out the website, I would appreciate it. And if you would overlook the fact that I'm like a grunge monkey right now, I would also appreciate it. So let's get to it. All right, so here we are. My baby, my passion, my mission, it all starts here. This is our homepage. And I won't spend too much time on it. It's just like, any other homepage. We hadn't gotten to the meat yet. But when you first land here, it will kind of just give you a welcome. First thing it's going to welcome you to do is to join the AuRT Academy, which is the community platform. But we will get to that a little bit later. We move on to an about section. So this just kind of talks about, the community that we're looking to build and the idea and thoughts behind it. And you can learn a little bit more in the about section, which we will get to in a minute. Now, I'm not going to scroll all the way to this next section, but it is right at the top of the homepage and will be there always. And it's a featured artist. Now, the inaugural featured artist is someone that I'm just in awe by. Not only who they are and what they do, but the fact that they're allowing me, little me, to share them on this website and share them with the world in another way that they aren't sharing their incredible gifts and talents and story already. So every month, this will have a new artist. Now, this month, obviously, it's someone who is more well-known. You'll see that when it launches, when you go to the website. Next month, same thing. I want to make clear right from the beginning, this isn't just about art in the what we think of as art when we hear the word art way. We think of paintings and drawings and illustrations. No, this is about expression and creativity. So, for example, our featured artist next month is a published author. And I'm so excited about that one as well. But this won't be just for the professionals or the more well-knowns. This will be for the hobbyist, the garage bands, anyone in the disabled or neurodivergent community that is communicating or expressing themselves in their own way is how I would describe it. So, and the cool part about this is every featured artist will automatically, if they are interested, I always, of course, get permission for, putting their stuff on the site. But if they're interested, a 1-year subscription to the middle tier package, which we'll get into in a moment. So I'm going to zoom past this and go on to the next section of the homepage. And it's just ways to stay connected. Again, we'll get to the memberships. We all know what a blog is, and then signing up for the monthly newsletter, which will essentially just be, what's going on, events, outreach programs that we're working on, collaborations, perhaps more details on the featured artist. Who knows? We'll see. It's a newsletter. We all know what newsletters are, right? And then we have a section for collaborations. So, talking about working with artists, nonprofits, advocates, brands, anything that is going to uplift and celebrate and honor the neurodivergent and disabled artists in the world, right? Because we have so much to offer, you guys, and it's through such a different lens than what your neurotypical or your able-bodied artists and creators share with us. So I really want to, that's the whole purpose behind this, is highlighting what we have to offer, what our communities have to offer, and also to spread awareness of the benefits of art therapy, especially in the neurodivergent and disabled communities. And then you'll find a link to the podcast, which I hope you're already listening to, and then the shop, where I just like to make fun things, just to spread awareness and have fun and be silly. There's a section where you can learn a little more about me. I kind of tell my timeline, of my life, but it's in short form. My mission behind why all of this has come into existence. And then on each of the main pages, of course, you're going to find a freebie. This one is some of my favorite art techniques that it'll walk you through. All right, let's check out our About section. It really is. These aren't just words. It's not just a brand I hope to build. It's an entire community based around and on us and the way we communicate and the way we, as neurodivergent voices like mine and the disabled community, express ourselves openly and just as loudly as the able-bodied community and the neurotypical community. This is about that 100%. And so this is where you can go to read a little bit more about me. We have our What We Do section, talking about the coaching and collaborations and the shop and the community memberships and workshops and courses and resources, and just a place, again, solely dedicated to neurodivergent and disabled creators and expressors and artists and weirdos and, people like me, I hope, and feel like. Tell a little bit about our mission. I won't dig too much into this because you'll see it when the website launches. But I really want to focus for a minute on the values. I spent a lot of time, and I did a whole podcast on this, defining my personal core values before I could even begin to think about defining values for this company and this movement. And for now, this is where I have landed. This is something that obviously needs to be reviewed yearly as needs change, as things grow, as hopefully the company grows. But the most important things that I would like to focus on right now are belonging, creativity, compassion, integrity. And those are a lot of values that I feel like aren't addressed or expressed in other platforms. But they will be at the center of this entire thing. And then we have ways to get involved. This is already available, so that will be going away before the launch. And then again, just another little freebie. In the shop, I won't spend but a minute here, but it's just fun little stuff, to raise awareness of the disabled community, and little fun aids like an art journal with tons of prompts, t-shirts, mugs, greeting cards, that sort of thing, that just kind of help support and allow this to keep going. We have courses. Now, obviously, we're starting small here. The bulk of the time has been spent on developing the site, which is robust, as you will see as we move along. But right now, there are 2 courses available. These are courses based on things that I've struggled with personally and have learned and worked through and found, tools, tips, tricks, and techniques that work for me. And so I'm sharing them here. These are, once purchased, available for ever. As long as they're here, they're available. They are available for one-time purchase, but they're also available on our middle tier, on the community section. All courses, regardless of, these are mini courses, but courses regardless of size will be available always, included in the membership. But we'll get to that in just a minute. And then another little freebie. Those are always fun. So coaching, these are the coaching packages. Some coaching is available with our top tier membership, and this is not only coaching of this signature program, which is geared towards neurodivergent professionals facing burnout. It's highly intensive. It's an 8-step course that lasts 16 weeks. So there's each step goes about 2 weeks. There's 2 calls per step. It begins with understanding your unique burnout pattern, and it works through 8 steps to create a sustainable future with burnout prevention plan, early warning system, building a support system, transforming your relationships at work and at home, and pulling it from a cycle of burnout to success. So that's where you can find out about that, is on the coaching page, but it also has, we have a 30-minute, obviously free discovery call, the 45-minute clarity calls. These could just need a push to get through a block, or you're struggling with one particular area. Book one-off calls, and those are available here. Now, my favorite part, and that's where the meat of this whole thing is at, and I use that term not mildly, and this is where it's all at, and there is a lot, and I really think there is a whole lot of value here for the money. That is the feedback that I've gotten on this. So in the community, which we'll tour that in just a minute, there's going to be weekly creative prompts, there's going to be conversations, there's going to be all sorts of threads based on tools and guides and information. There's going to be events and workshops and courses, like I said, that are available. And there's 3 tiers. And the first tier is access to the community. And that's really where most of the stuff, if you want to call it stuff, is at. And it's, 2 months free if you pay yearly, $19 a month, but it's all community forums, all the creative prompts and check-ins, accountability, challenges, hangouts. Our next tier has all of that, plus access to all of the courses for the lifetime of the membership, whether it's a mini course or a drawn-out course. And then the top tier is all of that, plus a monthly coaching session built in, a 45-minute monthly coaching session based on your needs. It could be art therapy specific. It could be burnout therapy specific, whatever you need. And then, of course, personal check-ins, not AI check-ins, but personal check-ins from me. And then, extra support. So what does the community look like? Now, of course, this is the admin view. Your view will be similar. But right from the beginning, it tells you start here, and it tells you everything about the community. So, there's a place to introduce yourself and find out all of the essentials. Announcements, the member directory, the forums, how-to guides, freebies, orientations, instructions on navigating. It's all here in your Start Here section. We have a thread for introducing yourself, however is comfortable for you. We have a news and announcements section that will sort of be the hub for the monthly newsletters. This is just going to have all the updates about, events, announcements, what's coming, collaborations, all the fun stuff. And then we have multiple threads, and these will grow and change as the community grows. For example, I was laying in bed just the other night and I thought, wouldn't it, be fun to have a separate space just for the disabled and autistic musicians, where that's their expression, that's their passion, or one solely dedicated to writing, creative writing prompts. There's so much opportunity here to connect in ways that are outside of our, standard influencer-led platforms like your Instagrams. So that's what will be here. So in general discussions, this is just, a place to chat, whatever you want to explore. We have a section for weekly wins. We'll have art challenges. Sometimes it will be a music challenge, as my husband is into music, very educated on music, and I've had him start thinking about some challenges to put here for that. But it'll also be, creative writing challenges. We have an opportunities board. So if you know of an open call for artists, a paid gig, a collaboration idea, this is where to post it. Share our knowledge with each other, share opportunities with each other. Even if it's not a fit for you, it very well could be a fit for someone here. I've got an opportunity that I listed here to be on the podcast. I'm desperately looking to connect, and I'm excited to talk to people and hear their stories and share our experiences and compare notes, because that's how we learn, right? Then creative collaborations, there's a place for that. Product recommendations, another showcase your work. Doesn't have to be a weekly win, but if this is something, that you've worked a year on and you just kind of want to share a highlight about it, share it here. Come here and look for other people sharing their big wins or their work and cheer them on. We all need that. And then hangouts. I envision perhaps weekly hangouts where come as you are, let's junk journal together, or let's brainstorm ideas for local initiatives that, we can start in our communities, walks, art supply drives to support underserved communities, that sort of thing. Just casual hangouts. And, it could be turn into something even bigger, right? Workshops, collaborative workshops. I just don't know of any spaces like this that exist, so I made one. And that's about it for now in terms of the community. But I'm really excited about it, y'all. I cannot wait to see where this goes. Okay, guys. Well, you can see by the sun, it's been a little bit. That took about, 25 minutes. And that was fun. I am so excited for this, and I have such a vision and a hope of where this can go. I don't know that there's anywhere else out there like this. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. I've done a ton of research on it, but this is for us. This is to put the spotlight on what the disabled and neurodivergent communities have to offer in terms of expression, creativity, art, music, language, communication. It centers on that. And this isn't where I'm going to stop. We're in the process of moving back to our hometown of Memphis, where I'll be working with the libraries to set up art therapy classes for disabled and neurodivergent community. I hope to set up drives, to collect art supplies, materials, funding for, systems that already support the disabled communities, after school programs, assisted living, all kinds of things. I get overwhelmed when I start to think about all the good, even just one person can do. And I'm so incredibly thankful for this opportunity. I am enjoying the learning and growing and launching process much more than I ever imagined I would. We often get so caught up in the end goal that we overlook the joy of getting to the end goal, and I've really been patient and thoughtful through this whole process and looked at each step as a sort of mini celebration. So I've tried to take that attitude with this. But that is all, you guys. Website launches tomorrow. When you see this, it launches on Wednesday, April 30th. Each featured artist will automatically receive a free year of the middle tier, Color Outside the Lines. So they'll be signed up if they're interested. And then I'm also looking for 10 to 15 ambassadors that will get a free year on our highest tier. And I'll just be asking, that you share this. It's free for you to share. Share it in a post, share it in an email, share it. That's all I ask. So I'm looking for 10 people for that. So if you are one of the 10 or somebody who might want to be one of the 10, email me. My email address is in the description, and then the first 10 people I'll get in touch with, and we'll get that rolling. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you again for overlooking all of the mess here. But we do what we got to get done, right? So this is our last podcast, my last podcast for Autism Acceptance Month. Be back next Tuesday with something brand new. And I'll also let you know there's another podcast that I'm really excited about that I'm going to be on sometime in the next month. We're recording in about a week, I think. So I will keep you up to date on that. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Love you. Bye.